come like this. Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo.
Hello there. Good afternoon to you. Good evening or good morning from wherever you're watching from, and at whatever time you are joining me. This is Maiyegun Live. And thank you to everyone who will be watching this video, and you have reached out to me because today happens to be my birthday. So I turned 37 today, and to God be the glory. Okay, so and to everyone joining me as well. One sec, all sorts of well, I don't know, whatever it is to you, just manage Andy Brown. I don't know where where you're watching from, but whatever it sounded like to you, the grammar, take it. Okay, so thank you so much everyone for your for your time, as well as those who have shared the broadcast. Thank you very much. So the caption of the broadcast is very straightforward there, because it is now an offense for Nigerian media to report Fulani Herdsmen. You are right. I think I get what you mean there. I'll fix that. Don't worry. I'll take care of that. Thank you very much for the observation, Andy. So it's a typo. However, just for the little break, let's fix something before we continue. So it is now a crime to report Fulani herdsmen in Nigeria. And for those who might want to know what is the genesis, as much as many of you are not in the dark on this, I'm going to play this video just as a little catch up, okay, while I fix the other part we need to, the title. Thank you very much. I'll be back.
1999, the election, the Yorubas, who will probably, it depends on how you look at it, they will be either the second largest tribe in Nigeria, or depending how, if you take Hausa Fulani, you separate them, Hausa separate and Fulani separate, the Yorubas might even be the largest tribe in Nigeria. They didn't vote for me. And immediately after I took over government, I called some members of my government. I said, look, the Yorubas didn't vote for us. Let us see what we can do. I didn't say that because they didn't vote for me, the type of statement that President Buhari made when after the 2015 election, and he said only those who voted for him will enjoy patronage. Now, that immediately put the back of some people up. Now, and then there are at least two zones who did not vote for him. South did not vote for him. Southeast did not vote for him. And anything he does, they see it, oh, he has said those who did not vote for him will not enjoy patronage. So you divide them. You made it they and we straight away. I wouldn't do that. That is specific. Then when you have a situation where your own tribe is being accused of something, now you must be able to look into it and make it transparently clear that that accusation is unfounded, or if it's founded, you deal with it. There have been, well, herdsmen, farmers. Now, herdsmen are mainly Fulanis. Nothing has been done. Rather than doing something about it, what we are having is, okay, we will create colonies.
Thank you very much for that. So that is the genesis why everyone is afraid of having or keeping the murderous Fulani herdsmen and the foreign bandits, as they are now possibly trying to change the name. Everywhere they go, the names, their name changes. First, they were Boko Haram. Then next, they became Fulani terrorists. Then they became ISWAP. Then came bandits. And as they move southward, right, as they move to the southern part of Nigeria, they continue to adopt different names. But there's one identity, one thing that unites all of them. It is the Miyegun and the government of Nigeria. The role the government of Nigeria is doing so much to protect, God knows why, to protect the Fulani herders that have been accused of so many crimes. And recently, because of the fear of where this is going to lead to, they have tried everything to make everyone agree with them that it is a welcome development for Fulani herdsmen to be carrying guns. But it is offense for any farmer, right, to carry the same AK-47 to protect himself or herself on a farm in case if a Fulani man grazed on his or her farm and he decided to push back and they turn gun on him or her. Okay, so it is obvious that the government is backing them. And when you see Miyegun, the spokesperson for all of these criminal organizations who are perpetrating this crime, and as it stands now, it seems that since they can no longer use all manner of propaganda, big grammars, and all other manners of what do you call it, deceit and propaganda that they are known for. Since that is no longer going to fly, they have been doing so much as well to use fake laws that are targeted at people who are going to ask them questions on what they are, what they are doing, because everything they are doing, all they are doing have consequences. And that is where people like me, people like you, and many of you are playing different roles in educating people about the danger and the consequences of all these actions. Do you get that now? That's where we're coming. Because you see all these actions, all these decisions where people who committed crime are being released because they come from a particular tribe, Fulani. It is obvious. You can try to be politically correct. I will understand why. But do you understand the danger or the consequences of your political correctness? If you fail to say it, that, yeah, the most out of them right now, the one that if you go to the east, if you go to the west, if you go to the south, Niger Delta, if you go to every part of Nigeria right now, they are there, and every local, every people in the local areas are always saying they have been constituting much, nuisance, and crimes are being perpetrated, which they have no power to question. Whenever they are reported to the police, right, the police may pretend to arrest them, or if you arrested them and you handed them over to the police will free them, and you find them in your community again, like they are untouchable. It is everywhere because government chose to play game with it, play game with the security and the danger that these people pose, because they know that they can get away with their crime. So if you want to be politically correct, that don't let us label, all Fulanis as criminals. We are not, okay? Especially if you are talking to someone like me, yeah? I know that all Fulanis are not criminals, okay? But for those who have been using their grazing, campaign for God knows why, nobody for 5 years, after many people have been killed, among those who are ruling Nigeria, who want to have peace, that among them, yeah, for 5 years, none of them could come up with any idea that will give access to these Fulani others, right? So that they can have access to fund, at least use your influence that you are in government, yeah, instead of ignoring the crimes of them trying to force themselves on different communities, destroying people's farms, lives, and properties, and they are getting away with it because nobody can touch them. Why is it that for 5 years, if Fulani agenda is for the Fulani people, why is it that the rich, powerful, political Fulani, starting with Buhari, the president, why is it so difficult that they could not give it any name? Okay, use Nigerian money. At least they are going to borrow money in the name of Nigeria to build their train from Kano to Maradi in Niger Republic. Some of their governors in northern Nigeria, their senators, their reps, they are already using their allocation from Nigeria to develop Niger Republic. So why not just create something that will give them access to federal fund, that will allow them to go to any part of Nigeria where they can buy land? Listen to me. It is more honorable to do it that way. Even if you don't want to sell your land, then these communities can develop their own kind of agreeable policy of maybe rent or lease on those land. If they don't want to sell, you can't force them to sell if you really want to have peace. Why is it not possible? Why is it so difficult for 5 years that nobody in government, no billionaire, powerful, powerful Fulani man, to create or get an idea to let them have access to fund, so that instead of them moving their cows everywhere, they can begin to build ranches? Do you understand? And if you build ranches, it is even more profitable. It's more profitable to an average Fulani person if the agenda of this Fulanization is for the interest, or is in the interest of the Fulani people. Now, you ask me, we cannot criminalize all Fulanis, okay? Of course we can't. There are moderate, normal Fulanis who just want to live their life. They have identities, they have their trace, they have bank account numbers, they have contact addresses, and indeed you can get to trace them if they commit crime. That is what people are asking for, and that is what the government should be doing. I mean, if Fulani want to stay in the forest, they shouldn't stay in the forest like the forest is a free land, right? That is unchecked, unguided, right? Uncontrolled. And they can do whatever they can, which is what they are doing right now, and forcing on the rest of the country. How is that going to bring peace? I mean, I'm talking about those who are really interested in Nigeria. For those who think, people like us telling people to defend themselves, we are the people who just want problem, so to say. What is wrong in defending yourself when the government says you cannot prosecute those who are committing all these crimes? Because there is no mechanism. There should be mechanism to trace everyone living in any part of anywhere in that country. That is what it should be. Your borders, the borders of Nigeria, from northern Nigeria to southern Nigeria to eastern Nigeria to the Niger Delta region, you have no border. Nigeria only put airports and land their borders where they just wanted to gain money. It is just for the monetary. Nigeria is a country that you can call rent-seeking, country. Your politicians are just rent seekers. there is no template to say, one, they are working to reduce crime. Okay, let's say they are doing it. You will say, government is trying, you know. Look at all the Boko Haram terrorists. They are now serving life in jail. There's a special prison built for Boko Haram terrorists. There is a special prison built for the bandits who are kidnapping people. So if you are arrested in any part of Nigeria that you are a kidnapper, whether you are a Fulani, whether you are an Igbo man, whether you are a Yoruba man, or a Hausa man, or any part you come from, there is a special court that will prosecute you. And once they find you guilty, Baba is alive in jail, no appeal. Government is not making that law. Do you get that now? There is no law that is criminalizing wandering, where people walk into your country unchecked, undocumented. They are in and they can commit crime untraced. But rather than the government to say, we are doing this to curb the influx of those people that are unregistered, who are committing crime, we are doing this in that regard. There is no effort in that regard, okay? There is no effort to say, those who have been committing all these heinous crimes, all this while, this is the date, time, when they appeared in court and they have been sent to jail. These are those who are still standing trial. These are those who have been convicted. In 5 years, there is nothing like that, okay? But in 5 years, we have seen Nigeria government continue to push effort on policies that will make people from every part of the country to accept that wherever you see a Fulani man, you need to give him a land. I hope you are getting what I'm driving at now. That even if you are trying to be politically correct, right? That you don't want to say Fulani this, Fulani that. And you want to tell us that government is trying. People should try and give them chance. Now, I'm telling you, that is you trying to be politically correct, okay? Because being politically correct can buy time, but it will not save consequences of the decisions that are supposed to be made, but are not made when they were supposed to be made. I hope you get that. There is consequences. Even if you want to pretend that, well, let's agree that they're doing something, because facts proved otherwise. There is no fact backing it that the government is doing something to reduce the influx and punish those they have caught, they've arrested for the same crime. Now, let me give you the fact. The fact we have is that in 5 years, the government of Buhari and APC, they have tried repeatedly, they have threatened people to accept what they called rural grazing area policy. It is a bill. That bill will compel every state in Nigeria to give a certain portion of hectares of their land for the settlement of every Fulani that want to settle in any part of the country, free of charge. Did you understand that now? That is the policy they were pushing for 5 years. The second policy they were pushing for another 5 years is that why those who are committing crimes are getting away is because instead of the government to put in particular a policy that will tackle those who have committed the crime to be punished for the crime, and even when they are punished, then you wait for them to repent, but they serve life in jail. That means you can put a policy in place and say, if you are caught for terrorism, kidnapping, you will go to life in jail, right? Or you will go through, death sentence. Now, these options varies. If you help the government to catch other terrorists, they may commute your death sentence to life imprisonment. Then they will now give you an option of parole. They will say, if you change in 20 years, you will have the option to be freed. Okay? There is nothing like that in Nigeria. Before this government came in, the government before them, PDP, they tried. They arrested some terrorists, locally and internationally. They arrested and they ensured the imprisonment of Henrietta, who happened to be a Niger Delta, as a gun runner who was supplying guns to terrorists in Nigeria. He was arrested in South Africa in 2011, 2012. He is a Jonathan's kinsman. Now, another thing is that another guy, his name is Kabiru Shokoto. He was responsible for the bombing of Majala bombing in Abuja, sometimes in 2012, 2013 or thereabout. The government of Jonathan arrested him. He was standing trial for that crime. But you know what changed? When this government came in, there was no continuation of arrest or prosecution of terrorists. They secretly, they put in place a package called Operation Safe Corridor. Now, Operation Safe Corridor, it has no legal backing. There is no legal backing for it, okay? It was an arrangement put together by Buhari's government and the military led by Buratai the Butcher, the former chief of army staff, okay? So, when they are telling the rest of the country that they were fighting terrorists and they will arrest those who have killed people, those who have turned people to refugees in Nigeria, when they are telling people that, they were making deals with terrorists, they were releasing them. Now, in 5 years, government of Buhari, they have released over 6,000 terrorists. That is not all. This is a fact, okay? That is not all. Instead of them to conquer terrorism of Boko Haram, they created subsidiaries of Boko Haram. Now, we now have Fulani terrorists. They have no plan of stopping them. Initially, they told us, Liar Muhammad, Pastor Ruga Oshibade, and many other liars in this government, yeah, they told Nigerians, they said the same thing they are saying now. Do not, tribalize crime. Those who are killing people and bringing their cows to destroy your farms, or kidnapping people, or raping women, they were not Fulanis from Nigeria. They were Fulanis from Niger, Chad, Mali, Libya. At some point, they even said, when they created the second branch of Boko Haram called ISWAP, that was the second part of Boko Haram, okay? They told us that the reason why Boko Haram is still killing people then was because the defeat or the death of Gaddafi. There are those Gaddafi rebels from Libya. They are those who are now ISIS in Nigeria. And that is why they are unable to defeat them. But they didn't tell Nigerians that they have what they called Operation Safe Corridors. Nigerian soldiers were being sent to their death. So in 5 years, Nigeria lost more Nigerian soldiers, not because they are shooting and fighting terrorists. They were killed on ambush, different ambush on their path, where the government of Buratai, they will send them and say, oh, go to this mission. When they are on their way, the Boko Haram will relay them. They will kill all of them, kidnap some of them. Whenever Nigeria received weapons, whether they just bought the weapon or they were gifted the weapons, 2-3 days after that, nobody knows where they take the weapons to. You will just receive the news that Boko Haram attacked military base. And before you know it, you will be seeing Boko Haram members, ISWAP. They will be cruising in the newly acquired Nigerian military hardware. And you'll be wondering, how come Boko Haram have more guns than the Nigerian soldiers? It's a long story. Because even when Nigerian soldiers finally fight and kill some of them and arrest some of them, the Boko Haram's government is going to release them. All they need to say is that they have repented. Now, if you believe personally that they were doing their best to fix the problem, what you are doing is you are being politically correct. Or because it hasn't happened to you yet, or in your area yet. But what you are also ignoring is this. As you are giving excuses, and all these decisions have been made, and all these things are happening, consequences of that is that crime is not going to reduce. Crime is going to be emboldened. Because nowadays, we now have bandits, right? We didn't have those in 2015, remember?
until they came in. Today, more than 2/3 of northern Nigeria, more than 2/3 states in northern Nigeria are now in control of different criminals, whether Boko Haram, whether ISWAP, Fulani terrorists, or the bandits, as they want to call them. But there is a unique way that they operate. Every time they commit crime, you will never see Maiyegun come out and condemn any crime. But every time there's a period for negotiation when they commit a crime, Maiyegun will become intermediary. They speak with the government and the terrorists. So that was when they first came, Today, they have become so emboldened that state governors will tell you boldly that yes, we are making deals with bandits. Because before now, they were paying security money to bandits in northern Nigeria. They are still paying it. Some farmers in northern Nigeria, they have to pay taxes to bandits, not to government, to bandits, before they can go to their farms and cultivate food. When it is time for them to come in, to plant food, when it is time for them to harvest, they will pay another tax. Now, this tax that these people are paying to these terrorists in northern Nigeria, the government, the federal government, the state government, they ensure that the media continue to bury it until now. So now they have come out boldly that they just want peace because they can no longer control the dragon they unleash on the rest of us. Yeah, it has consumed almost more than half of their own areas, and here is the consequences for some of you who are trying to be politically correct. For some of you who are calling the likes of Maiyegun General a troublemaker. For some of you who are calling Nnamdi Kanu a troublemaker. Calling many of us troublemakers, simply because you believe that there is going to be other way. For whatever reason for whatever reason that is yours, I am telling you this. There are consequences for all of this, and it's going to catch up. Here's the big deal. Okay, here's the big deal. The issue of insecurity is going to be democratized. Everybody is going to participate. And as they say, democracy is government of the people, by the people, and for the people. You see, this insecurity in Nigeria is going to be democratized. So it's going to be insecurity of the people, for the people. Insecurity of the people, by the people, and for the people. It won't matter where you come from. That is when the message of self-defense will make sense to you. Here is the deal again. The government of Buhari, they are taking it to the next level. They already have 2 bills at the National Assembly. And that 2 bills have to do with how to control what you say and how they will judge what you say. What does that mean? 2 bills to control what you say because of what will happen in the days, weeks, months, and years to come. And it will be great if you are prepared so that you don't get caught up unaware or pretend to still be living in that your own illusion, your political correctness made up alternative facts. That is why you should hear this. It will get to a point that you see those who are speaking up today, it will become a privilege to so many people in Nigeria because they are making laws to control that. They are also doing every other thing to tame you from speaking up. Here they are. They have a speech bill and social media bill. A speech bill is that even if a crime is committed and you have your facts, you must take a permission from the government before you can post it on social media. If you post it like you always do, it may land you in 10 years in jail with fine. And if you share the post, for people like us, who they can't really touch, they can't touch me. Yes, they can't, even if they wish, okay? None of their laws can touch me. But here is the deal. It can touch my friends, and I'm scared for them. They may not know the consequences or how grave it will be. But look at how they are dealing with those who are even using that freedom of speech now. Imagine it when they now have a law to really deal with you. Now, if I post something and you share my post, it may land, you may end up paying 5 million naira for sharing that post because the government of Nigeria did not approve that post. That is coming. Unbelievable, yeah? Don't worry. You will want to report the Fulani attacks in your area. The government is taking it to the next level, okay? That next level is that as much as they have won and re-won and fined and refined so many media houses in Nigeria for their positions on state of things, and they have done so well to control the media in Nigeria, both print and electronic. Well, it's electronic or TV and print. The electronic is what they are trying to control now, okay? So, both TV and print, the government is not taking it lightly. Apart from the fact that they have warned them not to entertain anybody who is on their platform to criticize the government or to criticize Buhari. So they will find your platform. Many media houses, many presenters who are journalists have been sacked. Some of them have decided to run away from Nigeria, and so many of them are living in hiding as we speak because the government of Nigeria is looking for them. Okay, those who they have managed to arrest, some of them are languishing in different cells. That even the media in Nigeria is not reporting the journalists arrested by government. They are not mounting pressure because they have no right to do it. But the government is no longer joking any further. They are taking it further now. Do you know what they are doing? They have just sent a memo. It is so sad that the Minister of Information, the man in charge of information in Nigeria, who is now called Minister of Misinformation, Professor Laya Muhammad, is a Yoruba man. There are many in this unfortunate regime. And I mean, I have distanced myself from them because I know the consequences of that. Part of the consequences is that now a Yoruba man, Minister of Information, is writing a memo to all the media houses telling them that they must not report Fulani herdsmen and farmers clashes on their platforms again. Let me tell you what they received. This is the memo sent to all the media houses in Nigeria. I'm sorry, I didn't put it up, so I can't share it on my screen. But I will read it. I will read it to you. And tomorrow, when I'm off my birthday mood, I can bring all the details on again. Okay. But here is the details. I'll read it to you. Broadcast of crisis involving herdsmen caution from the office of the Minister of Information, and the person that signed it is Zonal Director, Lagos, on behalf of the Acting Director General. His name is Shibuike Ogumike. They use the Southerners for the dirty jobs. They use our brothers and sisters for the dirty jobs. They give them money, and they are now, that person signed this letter. And this is what the letter says, okay? The headline is Broadcast of Crisis Involving Herdsmen Caution. It's a caution. The National Broadcasting Commission wishes to bring to your attention emerging trends of national concern like the herdsmen crisis in Ondo and Oyo State and related issues, which could spiral out of proportion if not properly handled. The Commission therefore seizes this opportunity to admonish broadcasters on the need to exhibit professionalism and observe required caution in the coverage and presentation of the quit notice to herdsmen and related issues. We wish to remind broadcasters of these rules governing the coverage of crisis as well as constitutional need to not only promote and protect the corporate existence of Nigeria, but to also the socio-economic well-being of Nigeria state. Consequently, broadcasters are advised to be mindful of the following provision of the Nigerian Broadcasting Code, blah, 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 section, blah, 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 A. Present news and commentary on a crisis or emergency in accordance with professional standard. At all times, ensure that the coverage of a disaster or crisis is aimed at overall public interest, guidance, and safety, not transmit divisive materials that may threaten or compromise the indivisibility and indissolubility of Nigeria as a sovereign state. In reporting conflict situation, the broadcaster shall perform the role of a peace agent by adhering to the principle of responsibility, accuracy, and neutrality. We look forward to your usual cooperation. All manner of bokum, all manner of trashes, grammars without substance. What they are trying to tell them is that they don't want them to say Fulani Herdsmen. They don't want them to mention Fulani whenever they are mentioning crimes committed during this quit notice, right? So they want it to be like, oh, some bandits, because that's what the media will be saying, okay? Some bandits. And that is what the narrative will be, okay? And as they continue to push, like, you know what? Leave those who are destroying your farms. We're just going to look after those who are kidnapping you. And then we say, okay. So how many of them have you arrested so far? Or you just going to start now because people says all those who are living in the forest should be identified and then or they leave. Here is the joker, okay? And the joker is that they are asking those who want to stay in the forest to register. Yorubas are saying no more open grazing, okay? Meaning that if you want to have your cows anywhere, you have to register. Now, people are saying, how come? How are the Fulani who have no address? What address are they going to give? That this is going to be my address. If I commit any crime, this is where you should look for me from. Abi? So they're having trouble registering them now. And as expected, they want the whole news to die down, change the narrative. And as they continue to kill people, they will continue to say they are bandits. They are people who are like, government is doing everything. The government has sent 1,000 soldiers. Government has sent blah, 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 blah. Oh, government is making peace meeting. So they will make you get used to it, as the people of Zamfara are getting used to it now. Do you get that now? So people of Zamfara, they are now getting used to their government paying terrorists what they called security money. They are giving amnesty to bandits in Zamfara state. They are giving them money, giving them new cars. They call them repentant bandits. There is no court. There is no panel. There is nobody that probed them. There is nowhere they have any plan for their victims. So, are you listening? There are victims that were kidnapped, traumatized, or killed. There is no plan for them. That is what they want us to get used to in Yoruba land. And that is why they are telling you about 2023. Think about 2023. Think about Yoruba Runu. If there's any reason for Yoruba to Runu, as we are talking right now, it will be for Yoruba to stay alive as a Yoruba man. Your priority right now is to stay alive beyond 2023. Don't you think? And that is not going to happen if you continue to pretend, because they want you to pretend that it is not that bad. There is no effort to arrest anyone or prosecute any of those criminals. They are going to continue to push propaganda. They're going to continue to push laws that will tame you, control you, and ensure that you're unable to speak about this. People are wondering that they can shut down shut down the internet. And some people are saying it's not possible. Ask those who have been having problem with their NIN in the past few days. Ask them about their calls in Nigeria. Ask them about their network and all of that. You will wake up one day, because they would have passed the law that allows them to do that. Even though it is illegal, but it is their own way. Uganda, president of Uganda shut down internet a day before election. And meanwhile, the same president, the same country, invested over $250 million to upgrade their electoral portal that will now allow them to stream live electoral results, election results. They spent $250 million to make the election transparent. A day before election, the dictator shut down internet. $250 million project gone. That is what Nigeria is. You wake up one day when they've managed to pass to get through what they are doing. You will wake up one day and it will become a crime for you to even tell us, that Fulani Herdsmen, they kidnap your brother, or your brother has been kidnapped, or your village is ransacked, and the picture you are sharing, you will need a permission from the government, a permission. They have to write you a permission. You know, the funniest thing is that even when you post it and they arrest you, you will think, okay, then we'll go to court now. Which law is this? How can you send me to jail for expressing myself? Is what I posted a lie? They will say, well, to them, to government, what you posted online is going to make the government look bad. And because you are making the government look bad, and government did not give you permission to post it, or government did not give you permission to share that post on Facebook or on Twitter, because of that, you are going to go to jail. Now, you can't go to court because you have to also write the government and say, you know what, because you are sending me to prison because of what I shared on social media, I am going to court. You have to write the government and say, I want to go to court. So the Minister of Information will then write you back. If he has the time for you, he will write you back and say, okay, go to court. So if the minister doesn't write you back, you can't go to any court and you can stay in prison for as long as the minister allows you to go to court. No lawyer can. Now, people will say, Baba, that is not possible. I know there have been many things that people told us that they are not possible. Okay? People told us that there will never be anybody that will try and forcefully, do the same thing they are doing to northern people, to the people of the northern Nigeria in the past 10 years, and which has now escalated in the last 5 years to what it is now, which is now spreading to the rest of the country. So many people believe that it will never happen in Yoruba land. But look at us today. The Biafrans, they are not sleeping on it. You can tell. Thank you very much to all of you who have become members of Maiyegun's Diary, Politico, Nonzo Favor. Let me see the other person there. So you too can become a member of Maiyegun's Diary, Politico. I have friends. And thank you to all of you who have been wishing me the birthday today. I just thought we should do something before we go to bed. So Nonzo, you have become a new member of Maiyegun's Diary. Thank you very much for that. Who else do I have there? I think I have others too who have shown up. So sorry if I have missed your name by any chance. So if you have become a member too, thank you very much for joining me. Let me see. Yeah, thank you. So the consequences is that today in Yoruba land, our people are now paying ransom to terrorists in Yoruba land. And our people are not stupid. That it hasn't happened to you. You shouldn't wish it on yourself. Trust me, you shouldn't. I mean, who would wish that they are traveling? Or let me paint two scenarios for you, okay? That you are traveling with your family. Then all of a sudden, some people just stop you, and like that, even if you are going to die, have an accident and you crash. But luckily, you survived that crash. And as you are trying to crawl out of that crash to find out what happened, some people with guns grabbed you, grabbed your family, your wife, and your children, if you have children, and if it's just you and your partner, even if you and your friend, and all of a sudden, a peaceful journey that you are looking forward to your destination and what you're going to do when you get there, suddenly turned upside down to you fighting for your life. If you are going to live, or that's going to be the end of your life. And before you know it, you are led into the forest, and you have to trek kilometers into the deeper forest for hours. I'm talking about people's testimonies now, okay? So imagine that. And finally, you get to a place, and right before your eyes, there are other people there too. And they are waiting for their families to pay ransom for their freedom, right? And there you are. Yeah, this is it. It's happening. In the course of that trip, if you make it out alive, do you need anybody to tell you if those who kidnapped you are Yorubas, Igbos, or Fulanis, or they are speaking a language that you don't even have a clue of? Is it going to be difficult for you? That is the scenario one. People are being kidnapped. Their family members are being raped, including men. Imagine you being a man and you are being tied down. by some young men like you or younger than you. They tie you down because they have guns, and they sodomize you. Think about that, because all these have happened to people. For those who share their stories, there are many who will never share their stories. Now, think about that. Or maybe you are lucky, right? They didn't rape your wife or try to rape you, but they demand for money. And you have to call your family members, business associates. They have to sell your properties if they have to, or they have to sell their own properties to pay for your freedom. Imagine this. So you were traveling, you had your plan. Okay? You have somewhere you were going. That is for those of you who left your home. Okay? You can say, God, why did I not just buy air tickets and fly? God, why did I not just delay this travel and travel tomorrow? God, why did I not just cancel this travel? You may be blaming yourself, but when you survive it, you can go back and live with the trauma. There are people who live with trauma. Yorubas, Hausas, Igbos, in Yoruba land, as we speak. I'm only sharing the stories of those who have shared them and they survived. There are those who didn't survive. Those who didn't survive, rather. Now, the second scenario is this. You are a Yoruba man, okay? And all this news about attacks, kidnappings, Fulani this, Fulani that, and so many other things, you have been hearing them. You have been reading them for so long. You probably don't really understand how deep it is because you want to be open-minded, okay? You want to be open-minded. You don't want to be one-sided. You want to give everything a benefit of doubt. I understand that. But I have a scenario for you. Because as we are talking about the rot in Nigeria, this Nigeria, that, Nigeria, this, Nigeria, that, there are people who are returning back to Nigeria because those who are living in Nigeria, they can tell you how they are coping, adapting to the situation, okay? They will tell you it's not easy. Fine. But let's say you are not living in Nigeria and you want to be open-minded. You don't want to believe that the solution is to break up. The security is, you know what I mean? You want to be open-minded. I have this for you. And you decided to go back home. You are seeing the positive side. One Nigeria, okay? God has blessed you, right? Even if you are not going to take the risk of taking your family home, or maybe you don't even care, you take them home. At least it's Yoruba land. There's no Boko Haram. And the Fulani, all these things, the government is doing something about it, okay? It's not that bad. Let's be positive about our country. Yes, we know there's problem. You know, just being open-minded like you are, right? Or you decide to return back home to invest. There are many people who actually believe so much, okay? They've had this long-time childhood dream that if they have the opportunity of making it in life, when they want to retire, even if they travel outside Nigeria, they're going to go back to their hometown. They're going to go into farming. You know, I know many of you who are watching me right now, you are nodding your head like, Maiyegun, you're right. Yes, childhood dream. When you grow up and you make it, wherever you are in the world, Ilela Bosimioko, home is home. There's no place like home. No matter how bad it looks, there's no place like home. Let's see the positive side of the whole thing. Let's be open-minded, right? So yeah, you're going to take the risk. You've got some money. If any Fulani try any nonsense, you're going to pay people to guide the place for you. You're going to buy them guns. You're going to guide everywhere. This Yoruba land, my brother, forget it. It's not going to happen. I am sorry to break your heart. Yeah, I'm sorry to break your heart. Because it is going to happen. Somebody returned to Nigeria from Germany after so many years. God knows how he survived. We all have our stories. How we survived in the foreign lands that we found ourselves. And we have these beautiful stories to share. Amazing achievements, beautiful families, greater heights and achievements in careers, family, businesses, and all of that. Old age is coming. Home is home. No matter how bad it is, let us be open-minded. Let us see the positive side. At least, let us develop our land. You are still having that childhood dream. Oh. So was Dr. Aborodi, a man who returned from Germany after bagging a PhD. He was a doctor. He returned back home and he met his father. He is meant to be the generation that succeeded his own father. But unfortunately, his aged father succeeded him. You know what happened? He returned back home. He asked his father for a piece of land. He wanted to invest from what God has blessed him with. He wanted to develop his community. Give small jobs to the local boys there that government can't really help. Build a community that they can say, a community farm that is family, that has a family line and community connection, something everybody would love to protect. A beautiful idea. His father, right, gave him over 300 acres of land. He planted cash crops. He planted the food crops. He planted all manners of agricultural produce on this land. He hired people who are farm hands on this land. But the calamity befell him. What happened? The Fulani Herdsmen nearby in Egongon, Oyo State, a Yoruba land, right? They besieged his farm, invaded his farm repeatedly. They destroyed his farm partly, gradually until he couldn't take it anymore. He decided to approach their leader called Seriki Fulani, as decent people would do, as reasonable people would do, that if there's any misunderstanding, this should be looked into. I have invested millions on this farm. I pay people. This is going to be the livelihood of people. We can't continue to live in peace like this. I don't want to pick up arms and start shooting your cows. I want to speak to your leader. If there's anything we can do to make peace, we will do it. Do you know what happened to him? He was a decent man. He was like you. He was open-minded. He wanted to do the right thing. He doesn't want to see tribe. He doesn't want to cause any ethnic or tribal division. He wanted to be a true Yoruba man, Omoluabi, and a Nigerian too, right? He didn't make it to the house of the Seriki, right? Because if you have to get to the leaders of these people in that area, you will have to pass through 3 different security checks. These 3 security checks will decide if you are coming in to make a complaint based on attack around the area, or you are coming in to buy cows from them, because they have herds of cows, yeah? So he didn't make it to the 3rd barrier before they shot him. They butchered him. They massacred him. His driver escaped. True life story of somebody who was safe in a safe foreign land like me and you. He is not affected by all of this directly. He was being positive. He was seeing the brighter side. He doesn't believe in division, but he believes in helping his people by giving back to the community that gave birth to him. In the process of doing that, he is killed. His killers are free right now. The government is not looking for his killers. He is never going to get justice. There are many stories like that. For those who were safe, positive, they didn't want division. They want to be positive like you. They paid the supreme price. Some of them got kidnapped to tell the story. I'm not going to bore you with those. The reason why I'm telling you is that if you continue to be politically correct, to be politically right, for you to try to be open-minded or try to say, I don't want to take side, I want to sit on the fence, because whatever it is, with time, the problem will pass. The problem will what? Will go away. No, it won't. The consequences will continue to catch up with us. Now, here is other consequences that you're not probably paying attention to. It is famine. Poverty will escalate. In the last 5 years, we have had more Yorubas who have now fallen into poverty. You know what I'm talking about? Not just Yorubas. We have had more of our Biafran brothers who have also fallen into poverty too. But thank God for Nnamdi Kanu. You know what they are doing? Because there are people whose farms, who have no other means than their small farms, big farms in every village outside the northern Nigeria, in southern part of Nigeria. They have been under constant, incessant attacks from these invading criminals. Their crops have been destroyed. Many of them have been living through those laws. And guess what? The government is not even paying attention to them. The government is more interested in paying compensations to those who are perpetrating the crime. And that is where the problem is. Now, the government is also moving to stop you from defending yourselves, since they can't defend you. So it's going to become a crime. Do you get that now? To defend yourselves. So more farmers will have to abandon farm, okay? Those who are managing to produce small food right now for our growing population and increasing inflation, as well as increasing job losses, as well as increasing poverty, underdevelopment, infrastructural decay in Yoruba land, we are going to add famine to it. Politicians are going to be handing food to our people to survive. People will have to rely on them more. And that is the danger, because we will no longer have to deal with Fulani terrorists kidnapping our people, wrecking our economy. We will have to deal with the crimes of our people who need to survive when they will have no means to feed themselves. Crime will escalate, and everybody will now have to, like they say, when the poor people have nothing to eat anymore, they will begin to eat the rich. And since you can't even defend yourself from the little you have, it becomes a banana republic. That is the consequences of being politically correct or trying to be neutral. And what do you have? Yorubas will pay more prices. Our people will become more poorer, and we won't have the chance of defending ourselves. Do you know where that leads us? It leads us back to those who have the opportunity of speaking for us for now, who have the capacity to continue to team up to stop them. Look at the Biafrans. Their farmers are going to continue to go to farms now because Fulani Herdsmen are no longer attacking them as before, not because they are all gone. We still have a pocket of, and we still have a report of a pocket of incidences here and there, especially in Enugu, Nsukka, and Ebonyi, where some of these others are still perpetrating the same thing. In Yoruba land, they said they are going to ban open grazing. But you and I know that they have no political or legal structure to force it. It is already illegal to move your cow from anywhere in Oyo State. The same Oyo State governor right now is now working to rebuild the house of Seriki. So it is all manner of yam pepper scatter. Do you get that? So at the end of the day, we will pay more supreme prices. But when you see people like Nnamdi Kanu getting their people ready, defend them as much as possible, Fulani others can no longer disturb them. They just have to defend themselves against the Fulani military, the Fulani military of Nigeria, who are dressed in their military uniforms, killing innocent people who committed no crime. So, but when Eastern Security Network responded to that attack, especially the one that happened in Olu, in Imo State, when they responded, you know what happened? Nigerian military quickly told their soldiers to withdraw because they killed people, innocent people. ESN killed soldiers. So what happened? They withdrew. And Nnamdi Kanu said, oh yeah, ESN, you too, withdraw, go back to the forest. If you see anybody attacking our farms, deal with them. So what that simply means is this: so you don't need to like Nnamdi Kanu. In fact, liking him is even a body. It's a great thing if you love him and you like him. I don't know how you feel, because it's a peace of mind if you can combine both. You like him, you respect him, and you love him. Because you know what he's doing. That is the most you can give to him. You don't need to like him. You don't need to agree with him on many things. But on this issue of security, it is called pushback. Pushback. The government is not going to protect the people. The government is telling people to accept it, or they will deal with you. Then the ESN says, no, you are joking. We will not accept it, and you are not going to deal with us. So if you think you're going to deal with us, bring it on. You will not force these people to continue to attack our farmers and turn our women to their rape machine. I mean, rape objects, kidnap them, rape them, kill them. And in Anambra, the governor says, if you kill a cow, you pay 200,000 naira. If the cowman kills you, you are going to, they are going to pay your family 500,000 naira. Nnamdi Kanu say, if you kill a Biafran, you will pay with another person of this Fulani terrorists. It's a simple, straightforward message. That is what they are telling their media in Nigeria not to say. Don't say it like that. Just say some criminals, some people. Government is doing everything to arrest them. Government will deal with them. Government will, all these promises of when they kidnap people, when they kill people in northern Nigeria. Bukwari will say government will deal with them. But meanwhile, underground, government is releasing them. Go and Google what is called Operation Safe Corridor. It is a program put together by government of Buhari to release repentant terrorists. Now they are implementing it in Zamfara. So they are now releasing repentant bandits. They are paying them money. They are giving them cars. Do you get that now? So government is not doing anything. If they kill you, government will say, we are going to arrest the situation. Oh, we are going to deal with the perpetrators. Some of you know that line. We will deal with the perpetrators. We are going to arrest the perpetrators. We are not going to sweep this under the carpet. But if they don't kill you, they don't kill you. Nnamdi Kanu says, if you kill a Biafran, we will kill the killer. We will kill those who work with the killer. And we are not negotiating. Do you get that now? So even if you don't like Nnamdi Kanu, appreciate him. Oh, you don't know it. You have no idea. In Yoruba land right now, now Sunday we have. And so many other young Yorubas who are also ready to defend themselves and defend Yoruba land. And we will do everything to support them. We will do everything to support them. Especially all of us Yorubas, Omoduduas, Ichebus, Egbas, Ojos, every one of us from every part of Yoruba land, we will come together. We will support everyone from every part of Yoruba land ready to defend Yoruba land, because the government will not defend you. Your politicians, your governors, they have a cowarding. There's nothing they can do, and there's nothing Buhari will do to protect you. Rather than them to do anything to stop them, they may deal with them. Now, Miyetiala will be having vigilante in Yoruba land. You will be seeing their cars, Miyetiala or Mark Ban vigilante. You will be seeing them anytime soon anyway. Don't act surprised. That is the deal your governors and your political leaders agreed to for now. But we have Sunday Igboho. We have so many people who are saying, no, it's not going to happen. And that is where you should belong. You should not belong and sit on that fence. If you agree that what the governors have done is good in the interest of peace, what about your own peace? Do you really think that guarantees your peace? As we speak right now, they have moved in further. Do you get that now? They have moved in further, and as further they move, as dangerous it becomes for you. It's dangerous to your investment. It's dangerous to your family, your friends, relatives, and even to your community. And you don't know which community is next. And you don't know how close they are until they strike or until somebody stops them and push back. There is no crime in self-defense. That's what I'm telling you. And now that their government is going further to stop the media from reporting this, social media is our handle. This is our opportunity. Do not sit on the fence. Read wide. Digest this. And you are going to agree with me on so many things. There's nothing wrong if Yoruba protect themselves. Don't you think? There's nothing wrong. Listen to this video again. It's just a reminder of what it looks like. For even if you are a powerful person, or you return from abroad, or you have some money that you think you can protect yourself somehow against anything, think about this Baba, okay? It is just a refresher before I go tonight, okay? Watch this.
Today is exactly 32 years and 2 weeks that I started operating here. And the cattle and their owners became a veritable threat and a force for harassment in the last 4 or 5 years. At first, they would come in the night to drink water at the dam. We saw the dam. I saw that they were there. You can see the cow shit there. And we were tolerant. They drink water in the dry season. That's all right. At that time, they did not touch anything. I did not allow them to stay here, drink water and go. But later, of course, the thing took a different turn all over Nigeria. They will come in the night, eat our maize, and go into. 3 years ago, I complained to the police more than 10 times because they were coming to destroy my maize farm. Later still, elements of the same people kidnapped me. When people said they were Fulani kidnappers, they said, how do you know they are Fulani? But I know everybody knows a Fulani man in Nigeria. The Fulani himself knows himself. He knows he's different from most of the Nigerians. He's easily identifiable. We are not children. And when they were tried in court, they said they are Fulani themselves, and 6 of them were sent to prison. So this hypocrisy of that is going on should stop. Now, what I'm trying to say is that I've been at the receiving end for a long time. After I was kidnapped, I was humiliated, I was macheted, I was caught. They came back and killed one of my guards, Ayo. His case remains an unsolved murder case with the police. They killed him and they took away his heart. They opened his chest and took away his heart. The double barrel gun, my hunting double barrel gun license, which he had, they took it away from him and killed him. And every year they set fire to my farm. You know why? There are 2 elements to the action. The first is economic. I'm an economist, as you know. In anything, I try to see the economic component. They burn this farm, the non-cropped areas, because you see the grass is already dry. Cows don't like that. So they will burn the grass. In 2 weeks' time, fresh grass will grow, and their cattle will have very nice grass to eat. You know, they're already treating my farm as if it was their colony. That is why, one reason why they burn, they do this every year. Every year. Last year, they burnt the oil palm plantation near the dam. I videoed it. It's with the Commissioner of Police. I have a copy in my house. I showed it at an Afenifere meeting. I showed it at the Council of Obas of Ondo State. Grown trees that have fruits, they burn them. Now, that is not so that cattle can have fresh grass to eat. Grass does not grow on palm trees. So you want to know, why did they do that? To do something that does not enhance their own welfare. It can only be an act of malice and hatred. I believe they have malice against me, they hate me. That is why they will burn my palm trees. They will uproot the palm trees I planted and throw the seedlings away. That does not help their cattle or themselves in any way. Why do they do it? Meaning that if they saw me in person, it is me they will hurt. But since I was not present, they hurt my property. That is, my grown palm trees and the seedlings I planted. So, there are 2 elements here. Part of it is one of my workers here met.
So I decided to replay that video just to let you put yourself in that picture. Forget about Olufalaye. Let's just say you have all the qualities I mentioned earlier that, gives you that confidence to be neutral and pretend. Okay? There is more to just grazing and feeding their cows. Do you understand that now? There is more than that. Okay? More people have arrived in different forests in Yoruba land that have no identity, that nobody can say, this is their names, this is the total numbers, this is where they stay, and this is what, you know what I mean? No data. Okay? Now, they haven't arrived to take over those forests and start, you know, sort of rent those places and then, you know, on lease and start ranching. Southern Nigeria and start ranching or build ranches where they can keep their cows. No. These guys will not lead their cows into just open field where there is no crop, there is no farm, there is nothing. They know cash crops. They know farms where maize, cassava, and so many other cash crops and food crops are planted. They know, they are not stupid. So they will march their cows on them. And then they will wait for you to show up and complain. Then they will threaten you and tell you to do your worst. So if you try to fight back, it may lead to them killing you there. Okay? So when that is not happening, we have this new uprising of kidnappers in Yoruba land, where those who have been victims and came back as eyewitnesses gave accounts of those who kidnapped them for days and how much they paid. And they are not stupid, like Kulufala said. A Yoruba man knows a Fulani man. And you can't see a Fulani man or somebody speaking like that and say he's an Igbo man. Of course, you are not stupid. People are not stupid. We have eyewitnesses. We have accounts. That's why I paid played this one. They paid about 15 million to get this man out. He's a Yoruba former presidential candidate of Nigeria. He's influential. They haven't really compensated him. He's there. So if it could happen to him, then who are you to say those who are asking them to have identity of these people? And at least stop asking people to let them be. Stop asking people to report when their farms are destroyed. What about the effort? Well, do you really think it's about the compensation? What about the result of that on the economy of Yoruba land? When people plant food, their farms destroyed, somebody comes and pay fine of millions of naira. What about the food that will not be for people to eat now that Nigeria is starving? Are they going to start cooking their money? You pay them. Or they'll be waiting for any food imported. Why are people not thinking about that? What about people that will be killed? Is the compensation they will pay will bring them back to life? Why is it difficult for government to do the right thing? Protect the people through the policies you are giving. If you make a policy that says open ranching is banned, open grazing is banned, what stops you from developing a plan that will allow anybody who wants to go into ranching, to go and lease land, build ranches, 300 acres, 1,000 acres, whatever acres you want in the forest? But so that government can say, now this person who did this land, who is using this land, will use it for 20 years, he will use it for 10 years. His name is Umaru Sadauno. He has 20 people working on his farm. Their names are Sokoto Kabiru, and so many other names there. So they can say they know them and the farm they are on. So whenever crimes are committed in the area, the security can narrow down their search to the people in the area. If there are strangers around your ranch, even as a Fulani man, are you going to take them in? If they commit crime and police come, where are you going to hide them? If they trace them to your farm. But you see, what they have right now is that they can move everywhere. Don't worry. We are going to watch those who kidnap people. We are going to stop those who attack farms. Don't worry. We are going to pay. You know what I mean? How is that going to bring peace? So you will get your money now. You go to Nigeria, or you are in Nigeria, you make some money, and you realize that there's going to be food shortages. And you decided that, oh, I'm going to help my people. I'm going to invest in agriculture. I'm going to build farms. So are you going to be prepared that one day, maybe your farm is just going to be destroyed? Then you just wait for the government to pay you compensation. And you know what compensation payment is in Nigeria, Abi? Do you want to go through that? Is that really an ideal option? Or better still, that people should pressure those who have the chance now to stop them genuinely. That's why we are doing what we are doing, you know. It's because of the consequences. So me, I don't get money to go and start farming in Nigeria yet, or in anywhere in Yoruba land yet. But to my friends who have been doing it, or my friends who wants to do it, they are Yoruba people. They are supposed to feel safe their investments are supposed to be to feel safe. But if the government of Yoruba land cannot guarantee their security, you should not be one of those who are going to tell them they are doing it right. Because either today or tomorrow, you are going to be affected too. Maybe you haven't thought about it. I'm glad I made you, I'm glad I made you to start thinking about it. I'm going to go now, and then I'm going to see you all tomorrow. David, thank you for your generosity, for your super chat and your super sticker from New York City. Thank you. And I love the chat there too. Showing support for your channel all the way from New York City. Thank you, Baba. I really appreciate that. And to Nonzo, who became a new member of Maiyegun's Diary today, thank you. But guys, just before you go, if this is your first time of watching Maiyegun's Diary, yeah, do me one singular favor just now, okay? Close that chat box, right? This chat where you are typing your comments. If you are using your phone, right? Close it, okay? If you close it, you will be able to see this thumb up, which is the like. Give me one of them before you go. You can also subscribe underneath. Just check if you have subscribed, because sometimes you may just be watching because somebody always shared this link, okay? But you haven't really subscribed. The subscription button is underneath. Click it, all right? Click that and subscribe. Then set your notification, okay? You can set it to personalize it, which means every video uploaded on Maiyegun's Diary or whenever Maiyegun is live, you want to receive a notification, okay? Do that and you will never miss anything. And also, just like Nonzo did, you can become a member of my platform. I have friends. I have amazing friends who are actually like, I keep saying it. I don't know what I did to deserve that. You guys are amazing. I have over 100 friends of mine who actually pay to watch Maiyegun, to listen to this video. But yeah, it is out of their own more commitment to say, I love what you're doing. I'll pay to see you. Same way what David did. So if that is what you want to do, there are categories for that. There is a join button. Do it if you want that, or you can do like David too. There is a super chat, $$ beside your comments. Look at what I'm wearing. I have told you a few times, and some people have been buying from Maiyegun's Diary shop. You know, we have a Diaspora Radio International platform online. The reason why Diaspora Radio International app is not yet ready is because it costs us more to keep the app running, so that there's never a day that you wake up and the app is not working, okay? So which means that I need to put a plan in place that will pay for that. It's actually as much as £300 a month to run the app, so that you will be able to listen to the audio, to the radio live from any part of the world. You will also be able to watch my video live on the app from any part of the world. This service is going to cost us a lot. So I want to build our financial base to some point where once we launch it, it will never go off here. So if those who understand what I mean will do. But for now, apart from other facilities given to me by the YouTube channel, we have a YouTube shop where you can pick up any of these memorabilia for Diaspora Radio, like myself. If you look at your screen right now, what I'm wearing right now is ordered from the Sprint shop. Maiyegun's one sec. Maiyegun's shop on Sprint shirt. The link is under this video. Some of you have sent me congratulatory message on birthday messages today on Facebook. You have seen the picture. So this was ordered from the same website. You can order a lot. People have been ordering there. And some of you, I would love to see you take a picture of that and tag me in any platform where you have me on, either on YouTube, on Facebook, Twitter, or even on Instagram, okay? Maiyegun's Diary Politico. Tag me when you order these for any members of the family or yourself, and you take a picture with it. So all these are just to support creators, because we won't go to politicians for any support or any money. We've been doing it before all these opportunities were given to me by YouTube and others, yeah? So which means we have been doing it privately, and people have been reaching out to support as well. Here is your own way to reach out. So thank you so much. And don't forget, if you are not interested in all of that, come on, don't worry. All that is most important to me is that If you love what you listen to on this video, remember, subscribe and you won't miss the next one. That is more valuable and important. And everybody, every one of you who have shared the broadcast as well, trust me, every individual will tune in every time Maiyegun is live. You are the MVP. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow. Well, until then, stay safe and do this. Good night.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ba bá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé.